Next up, insurance, ether risk. Stefan is going to talk to us about insurance. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Charlie.
Clicker.
Clicker, very important. Hi, everyone. My name is Stefan Karpiszek. I'm one of the founders of EtherRisk. EtherRisk builds decentralized insurance. We are reinventing insurance. And we are based in Munich. I'm very happy to be here and to be able to talk a bit about our motivation, our background, and our vision for the future of insurance. So, what is insurance? I always and only half-jokingly say, the business model of insurance is not to pay. And astonishingly, if you talk to people from the insurance business, there is a certain truth to that. "43% of all Germans think that it's easy to defraud household insurance. That's the actual damage caused by insurance fraud in euro per year. And the astonishing thing is insurance has a very bad reputation. So in fact, 20% of all Germans think that's okay. Yeah? It's okay to defraud insurance. So the basic problem is a huge misalignment of incentives here. You probably have been in the situation that you had a damage, you had a bad experience, and you were suffering. And that's the moment when you actually want to rely on your insurance to help you, to support you. But the problem is, insurance has a huge commercial incentive not to pay in exactly that situation. So I'm not saying that we can solve all the problems with blockchain technology, so we cannot make fraud go away completely, but we can make it much, much more transparent. The problem with the misaligned incentives is that it needs a lot of regulation to keep the balance in place. The relation between the insurance company and you as an insurance customer is very asymmetric. You are in a weak position to negotiate with a big insurance company. And if you think about the history of insurance, insurance comes from an act of solidarity, where people came together to share their risks. A bit of that is still left in the concept of mutual insurances. In German, you have this concept of Versicherungsverein auf Gegenseitigkeit. Yeah, so mutual insurance. And if we look at the reality of insurance out there, commercial insurance and commercial interests have taken over and have led to this high asymmetry between customers and insurance companies. And this drives up the cost, this drives up regulation. We've heard about over-regulation, where the market tries to root around. And this creates bad customer experiences. So, the question, of course, can we do better than that? And I think, and that's my very strong belief, I've been in blockchain business for over 3 years now, and I truly believe that blockchain technology gives us a huge opportunity to experiment with new solutions, with new systems, and with new approaches. And that's exactly what we are doing. EtherRisk has deployed and brought into production the very first insurance application on the Ethereum blockchain. We launched this last September for the Ethereum Developer Conference, flight delay insurance. We chose flight delay as a damage because it has some very nice risks. And it's always very small payouts, yeah? So we can test this nicely, we can experiment with an insurance process and putting the process on the blockchain. And from a timing perspective, we were lucky. I will go into the architecture in a minute. The process, we could make the user experience very, very seamless. So you did not need to synchronize any blockchain client. You just go to a website. You can actually try it right now, fdd.etherisk.com. It's online. It's working on the Ethereum testnet. You go to this website, you select your flight, and you pay a small amount of Ether to a smart contract that's sitting on the blockchain. And that's the last step. As soon as this flight is delayed, you get an automated payout. The smart contract realizes the flight has been delayed, and you get your payout. There is no manual interaction. The customer does not need to claim anything. There is no insurance company. It's just a smart contract. So this is how the system looks like, a general architecture. We have the smart contract in the center, and on the left side we have an oracle and a data provider. So we are using Oraclize. We had Thomas from Oraclize is a big supporter of Etherisk. Thank you, Thomas. And on the right side we have our web application and an Ethereum wallet which is built in the browser. We are using MetaMask, or Parity offers a browser plugin too. So with the web interface, you interact with the smart contract, and the smart contract gets data about the actual flight delays from a data provider. In our case, this is flightstats.com. And by putting this system together, we can show the benefits of decentralized insurance. We can show that we are able to create a system which is fully transparent, fully autonomous, and this reduces this asymmetry between the customer and the insurance company. In fact, there is no insurance company anymore. So what we are creating is we realign the incentives between the users of the system by creating a transparent, immutable system, and also we are driving costs down drastically by a factor of 10 approximately. So, of course, we are facing a lot of big challenges, and it's actually a great thing to tackle these challenges one by one. We are facing legal challenges, we are facing regulatory challenges, and we need to figure out what are the best products that we can bring out there which are actually attractive to users. On the legal side, an interesting question that we are facing is, who is the insurer here? Is it the company that writes this smart contract and puts it on the blockchain? Who do you sue if the smart contract does not pay out for whatever reason? It's an interesting question, and we think that smart contracts or decentralized applications, they are in fact a new kind of entity. And in some way, we need to deal as society, we need to deal with this emerging new class of entities and come up with a legal framework, and maybe at some point in time, these will be legal or could be regarded as legal entities, just like firms are now. On the regulatory side, we are definitely not moving in an unregulated space. So if we want to offer insurance, if you want to offer insurance today in any jurisdiction, you need to be licensed. So what does this mean for a smart contract that is deployed on the blockchain and is accepting payments and is acting as an insurance? We see a big potential for regulators to actually do the regulation work before customers can buy insurance, ex ante. At the moment, regulation is ex post. So at the end of the year, the regulator goes through the books of the insurance company, looks at all the transactions, and makes an assessment whether everything was in order or not. In the future, we will have regulators looking at the code of a smart contract and saying, okay, this smart contract gets our stamp, this smart contract can act as a licensed insurance entity. One big problem we are facing is who has Bitcoins? Let me do a quick survey. Who of you here has Bitcoins with him right now and could do a Bitcoin transaction? Okay, that's actually not bad, about 60, 70%. Who of you could do the same transaction in Ether? Not bad. Okay, that's good. 40% approximately. Now compare this to the world outside there. Yeah? You don't get those numbers. So what we need to do is we need to educate people, and we need to make it easier. We need to make it so easy that I think Daniel was it, that my mother or Daniel's mother could use it. Yeah? And even your grandmother should be able to use it. And we call this fiat bridges. And again, we are working with Oraclize. They are providing tremendous support on this side too. And we think if we can enter the barrier, the entry barrier, and if we get around this requirement that you need to have a wallet and you need to manage your private keys, if we get around this requirement, we can expand this and enable a whole lot of new insurance products and new insurance markets. Let me just give you one example. Crop insurance. Farmers in Africa have a huge problem. They would like to insure against crop going away, but they can't because it's not attractive from a commercial perspective for an insurer to actually offer that product. With this model, we can lower the operational costs to a level where this becomes feasible. So we think decentralized insurance, blockchain-enabled insurance is definitely a worthwhile goal. And with EtherRisk, we are working on this. At the moment, we are talking a lot to regulators, and we are talking to very powerful supporters to come up with an operational model for decentralized insurance, for licensed decentralized insurance. We are ramping up our funding. We are engaging in the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance to get on board many stakeholders. And in the end, our vision is to come up with an insurance platform, an open, accessible insurance platform, where everybody can put their own insurance contracts and offer insurance for groups of people. We will see first products, definitely next year, maybe this year. And in the end, we want to empower everyone to build their own insurance products. So thank you very much for your attention. I'm very happy to take questions. Please follow us on Twitter or get in contact. We are looking for people to work with us. If you are interested in making a new kind of insurance happen, please get in contact with us. Thank you.
Round of applause. Like this is the coolest thing. This is the coolest thing I've seen like all day with the flight insurance situation. That is just you have a working demo of a perfect application of what smart contracts can do, and I totally understand what you're trying to do. And I was just on your mobile phone during your my mobile phone, looking at your site and reading all about it. It's super cool. Quick question though, when you know, with flights, it's totally understand how you could insure that, and I'm totally going to use it because we have a flight and flights are always delayed, and it's really cool. But what happens? You know, like I gotta understand when it comes to like a death and a life insurance. So when someone passes away, yes, you have the insurance and you pay to the smart contract, and if you don't do it, the smart contract can trigger. So you have like an extra 30 days to make the payment. If you don't, there's certain penalties. Like that can all be coded in. But how do you actually verify that someone passes away? You need like a person in between, right? You need like someone, or you can have a government entity that you upload the death certificate.
Exactly. Okay. So basically what we are talking about is called parametric insurance. The flight delay example is a very tangible one.
Yeah, it's super tangible. Did the flight take off or no?
You have an authoritative data source. Yeah? But of course, we have someone who collects that data. Yeah? So in our case, this is FlightStats. In the case of life insurance, and actually we are working with a large life insurer in Asia, AIA. In the case of life insurance, we need to rely on the available data that's out there. Yeah? So just the fact that a person is not paying premiums anymore does not necessarily mean that this person has died. Yeah? But as soon as we have maybe a government-driven, authoritative data source, and that's a bet that we are making on the future,
Sure, yeah.
there will be more data sources available, and there will be more insurance verticals which could be done in such a parametric algorithmic way. So in the end, to answer your question, as soon as one of the governments, and we know that especially in Asia there are proofs of concept out there, as soon as a government starts putting death certificates on the
Online,
blockchain or on the internet, yeah,
Or health records, yeah.
we can access that. Yeah, health records, the same thing.
So,
yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking. And you could also have like a hybrid model, whereas like if I have car insurance, which we're legally required to have, I rather have this.
Exactly.
But then what happens if I get into a car accident? So what you could do is have a hybrid approach where if I have a car wreck, God forbid, or something, and I go to the car insurance agency to collect the money, really like they don't have to give me the money. Like they legally have to, but they can just take me to court, blah blah blah, find a legal loophole. And I'm pardon my French, but they have me by the the cojones a little bit because I can't do anything.
Yes, exactly.
But when you have this situation, you could kind of have maybe like the money in the smart contract that's maybe multi-sig with 2 or 3 parties. So not only am I not getting the money, but the insurance company's not getting the money either. So they're forced to kind of compromise with you.
Exactly.
That's what I love about this.
Exactly. What you are referring to is peer-to-peer insurance. Yeah?
Super cool.
We can very easily create templates for peer-to-peer insurance where you basically have a car insurance, as you said, and a car insurance with a couple of friends. Yeah? So you can just invite your friends. Let's form an insurance group.
Like an insurance group, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Insurance
Awesome.
is doing that already. We are doing it on the blockchain.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Charlie,
Good job.
thank you so
That
much.
was fantastic.
Clicker.
Thank you. The clicker.
Thank you.